Hello everyone, welcome to another Raw Review. Oh my goodness, I gotta tell you, what a show, what a fallout show after SummerSlam. I apologize everyone for not uploading my SummerSlam reviews and thoughts. It's going to be on a later video. It'll be probably be a mixed package. Want to find out the results of SummerSlam, log on to WWE.com or just watch SummerSlam if you have the WWE Network for only $9.99. Even I got caught into the phrase, but hope everybody had a great weekend and enjoyed SummerSlam at the Staples Center, and now we move on to the Fallout Monday Night Raw at the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. We open the show with Stephanie McMahon coming down to the ring, and of course she comes out with Daniel Bryan's music. Everybody thought it was Daniel Bryan coming out, but it was really the chairman of the WWE, one of the chairmen, Stephanie McMahon, as she runs down with the Steph's shirt, which of course was mocking Daniel Bryan's Yes, Yes, Yes shirt. She comes into the ring, of course, gets on the mic and talks about how great it was a victory for her, winning last night. And of course, if you want to watch the match between her and Brie Bella, always watch it. And of course, she continues to plug the WWE Network for only $9.99. So she talks about her victory, talks about how great it was, that nobody can actually cross the McMahons and Brie Bella can't. So while she's talking about it, she says nobody knows Brie Bella better than her sister Nikki. As many of you know, Nikki Bella did turn on her sister Brie, and here comes Nikki right down to the ringside area. She gets into the ring, and of course Stephanie asks her, so tell me how your sister pretty much treated you. Nikki gets on the mic and tells Stephanie, you know, Brie has treated me bad. She always says that you'll never get married. I'll be the first one out at the altar, as she was in real life with Daniel Bryan. As many of you know, Nikki is in reality is dating John Cena. So Nikki then goes on by saying she always put me down as a sister, and now she was trying to make a name out of herself. And because of her and her quitting, I was the one that actually suffocated, you know, by of course Stephanie putting her in those matches. And of course we already know the real case of the storyline happening right now is because what's behind it is because of course they got to do something to entertain the fans, since Daniel Bryan is hurt right now. He'll be out for several months. So there you have it. So out comes Brie Bella as she continues, as Stephanie continues to taunt. She gets in the ring, confronts her sister to Nikki, saying, Why are you doing this? Why? And she goes, oh, Nikki then responds by saying, me, a good sister? You being a good sister to me? She ends up slapping her sister in the face, and then Brie goes off crying, going backstage. And of course that ends that segment. So we're going to find out in the next couple of weeks why Nikki Bella turned on her sister Brie. And for those of you who want us to watch more of the details of what happened on SummerSlam, watch SummerSlam Backstage Pass, which is on the WWE Network as we speak, for only $9.99. Okay, we move on to the second part of the show, as we have the Big Show coming out with Mark Henry. First time I've seen the Big Show on TV for a long time, teaming up with Mark Henry as they go up against Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. Now, these were the guys that were supposed to get the shot at the Usos last night at SummerSlam for the tag team titles. We don't know what happened. Still no explanation. I don't hear any sources, but as soon as I get information, we'll find out. Anyway, the winners of this match, of course, is the Big Show and Mark Henry. Mark Henry, of course, pins Eric Rowan in the ring, and those are the victorious tag team right there. So Big Show and Mark Henry, they worked pretty well as a team. I'd give that match probably like an 8. Okay, and Big Show and Mark Henry actually showing their big size advantage over Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. Okay, now next round, right after that match, we have a Dolph Ziggler, Ric Flair segments, of course, talking about the return Intercontinental title defense as The Miz decides to exercise his rematch clause. Ric Flair talking to Dolph Ziggler, and here comes The Miz. Those two have a little exchange of words backstage, talking about, you know, what's going to happen later on in the Intercontinental title match, as that match, of course, was already announced on Raw before the evening even started. So, okay, so now we move on to the next segment. Renee Young is backstage as she's interviewing Seth Rollins about his victory over Dean Ambrose at SummerSlam last night during that lumberjack match, as Seth Rollins keeps on praising his Money in the Bank briefcase and when he's going to decide to cash in. A bucket of cold water is poured on his head, and then the camera turns, and there's Dean Ambrose, and then he looks up by saying, "What? It's for charity," and then he starts beating him up, and of course this furthers the feud, letting all the WWE Universe members know this feud is not over yet. So, as of course later on that is announced for a match later that night, which is going to be put in the hands of the WWE Universe, but we will get to how that came to occur later on in the evening. Okay, right after the interview, in the next segment after commercial break, Triple H is having a little discussion with Kane about what's going to go down in the next couple of weeks. In the room comes Seth Rollins, of course, crybabying to Triple H. Hey, what are you going to do about Dean Ambrose? I want another match against Dean Ambrose. I'm the guy that's got to take Dean Ambrose out. So everybody's got to do something to go right after Dean Ambrose. Triple H then informs Rollins, listen, I'm going to put you in another match tonight against Dean Ambrose. Is it going to be another lumberjack match, or are we going to get all members of the Authority? Asks Seth Rollins. No. You know what we're going to do? We're going to put this in the hands of the WWE Universe, of course. The WWE app, once again, being shoved down their throats, as WWE fans will make the decision to log on what's going to happen, what type of match they're going to have. So the three choices were falls count anywhere in the building, of course, a no disqualification match, a no count out, or falls count anywhere in the building. I personally voted falls count anywhere in the building. So we'll move on, and I'll give you the results of what was made later on in the evening, towards the end of the show. Okay, next we have we have, of course, the Divas match. Natalya against the WWE Divas Champion Paige. Paige won the WWE Divas Championship. She regained it from AJ as this match begins with Natalya and Paige. Now during the match, here comes AJ doing what Paige did a couple of weeks ago to AJ a week before SummerSlam. As AJ skips around the ring, kind of causing a distraction to Paige. And during that match, all of a sudden, Natalya rolls up Paige for the 1-2-3 victory, and there's your winner, as Natalya wins in that non-Divas title match. After the match, of course, AJ has a couple of choice words for Paige, saying, "Listen, I really like you and I respect you," and of course, we already know where that's leading to. Before the match, Paige did the same thing against Natalya, having the same words, saying, "I still respect you, AJ." Well, that's just. My opinion is just get violent already. Let's just see some real hardcore stuff. I mean, AJ's material, in my opinion, I think is still good promo-wise. Okay, so now we move on to the next. Move on to the next segment. The Brock Lesnar WWE Championship Coordination. Triple H and Stephanie come out and they reveal the new WWE Championship. A lot of people had some mixed feelings about it. I personally had some mixed feelings about it, and let me tell you something. It's the same freaking belts. It's the same belts with the new WWE logo on it. By the way, just let everybody know the new WWE logo is now in effect. So now you no longer have that scratched, chalky logo that they had from the Attitude Era where they cut the F off. They just had a scratched WWE. Now you have a straight WWE Network symbol now. So as Stephanie and Triple H reveal the title, they introduce Brock Lesnar as the new WWE Champion. And as they award him the title, Paul Heyman cuts a super good promo. And for those of you that want to see that promo, well, you'll have to wait 30 days until the WWE uploads the episode. And of course, you can see it for only $9.99. Of course, if you have a DVR, watch it and you'll know what I'm talking about. Paul Heyman pretty much has a lot of good nursery rhymes in this one. I think Brock Lesnar gets a couple of chuckles and laughs on this one. And I think he broke kayfabe on that, which I think was pretty hysterical. But it was just one of the most amazing promos by Paul Heyman. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. It's on DVD and Blu-ray right now. Pick it up at Best Buy or wherever videos are sold right now. So that's what ends it. So to make a long story short, Brock Lesnar getting heat for beating John Cena. And I will be reviewing that John Cena-Brock Lesnar match. John Cena, of course, was not on Raw tonight, much to the delight of the Cena haters, but for the Cena fans, a little bit of a disappointment. But that match was just a no contest, as Brock Lesnar really tore into that match. Okay, we move on to the Intercontinental Championship match, Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. Of course, Dolph Ziggler battling The Miz left and right. You know, it was a pretty good match. I would say much better than SummerSlam last night. But The Miz gets the Dolph Ziggler gets counted out of the ring, and The Miz wins by the count out. Much to the disgust of The Miz, he couldn't believe it, and we're not sure if The Miz is going to get another shot at the title to win the title again for the third time in a row. So we'll see what happens from there. So your winner, The Miz, wins, but by disqualification. This was for the Intercontinental Championship, but Dolph Ziggler retains the Intercontinental title. Of course, we already know the rules. For a wrestler to become champion, he's got to pin the reigning title holder or make him submit. All right, we move on to the next segment. We have Renee Young interviewing Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger pretty much disappointed with his loss against Rusev, as he was preparing for this match at the same time against Antonio Cesaro. As that was pretty much a quick interview, what we've seen, saying that Zeb Coulter is on the sidelines right now, still recovering from the beatdown he's gotten from Rusev and Lana. Okay, and now the next match is Jack Swagger versus Antonio Cesaro. Jack Swagger loses the match to Cesaro as he wins. I think the days of Jack Swagger I think this Jack Swagger character, I think this is probably going to be the end of his run, obviously, as they did everything they could to try and refresh his character. But I don't think nothing worked for Jack Swagger, in my opinion, so we'll keep you updated on that. So the winner is Antonio Cesaro in that one-on-one confrontation. Okay, now we move on to to another interview segment with Renee Young as she interviews Chris Jericho. Jericho, of course, a little disappointed, of course, what he went through with Bray Wyatt. Maybe these two are going to be further feuding. Jericho, of course, not too Jericho from what we've seen tonight from his normal Chris Jericho characters, but talks about maybe his loss with Bray Wyatt. So we're gonna see much more right down the road. I think Bray Wyatt, Bobby, and Jericho will have one more match at Night of Champions, which will be coming up on September 18th. Otherwise, look for Bray Wyatt to continue to be getting pushed and to continue to get some more heat. Well, get some more fans, because I think, in my opinion, he's entertaining. A big uprise from the Nexus angle, and we're going to see where it further develops with Bray Wyatt. Very entertaining character, in my opinion. Watch Bray Wyatt. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, you're going to get really hooked on it. All right, so right after the interview is over, we have the six-man tag team. We have the six-man match. U.S. Champion Sheamus teams up with Rob Van Dam and Roman Reigns as they face Randy Orton and Ryback. This was a pretty good, fast-paced match, back and forth. A little bit of everything, some high flying, some big shots. The Superman punch, of course, highlighted in this match. And the winner of this match, of course, RVD pins Curtis Axel as they win the six-man tag match. So the winners right there are RVD, Roman Reigns, and the U.S. Champion Sheamus as they defeat Ryback and Randy Orton. Orton a little bit frustrated. I think look for a face turn somewhere down the line. Okay, now we have a Bray Wyatt segment, of course, talking about what he did to Jericho last night and how this is going to continue to carry on. But you know, we already know what Bray Wyatt can do in his segments. As only he can entertain us, everybody at all. Next, we got a non-titled tag team match. We got the Usos facing Goldust and Stardust. And Goldust and Stardust win the match, as Stardust actually pins one of the Usos. And that was a pretty good match, pretty good high flying of everything, as Goldust and Stardust continue to try and prove your way. And now, as we know, as official, they're going to become the number one contenders for the Usos Tag Team Championships. There is still no word on why the Tag Team Championship was not defended last night against Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. And I'll have more details as later on in the week as it rolls on. Okay, right after we have that, Rusev and Lana come out for a segment talking about their victory in their flag victory over Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter. Out comes Mark Henry. Mark Henry cutting very good promos, and as only Mark Henry can. Like I said, Mark Henry's very good at the mic. A lot of people underrate him, but he can actually talk on the mic. He's saying, "Hey, listen, you can't do that to America." He was proud to, of course, serve the Olympics for twice in his career, in his lifetime, and this is starting a new feud between Rusev and Mark Henry. They're probably going to have a match at Night of Champions. Mark Henry sends him a message by giving him a big power slam, introducing him into the Hall of Pain. Good to see Mark Henry back in action as he came out. It's, of course, his first time with a tag team match with Big Show, and now here he is in the second time. Came around, of course, confronting Rusev. Okay, next what we have, you got Dean Ambrose, the big main event, Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins. This was the match of the night, folks. I give it a 10. This was a 10 match. A lot of people just keep an eye on these two, along with Roman Reigns, and these two put on one heck of a match. Before the match, of course, was announced, Jerry the King Lawler gets in the ring and announces to everyone what the fans chose in the WWE Universe. It was a Falls Count Anywhere in the Building match, and that's what I voted on the WWE app. So the two come out, they get it going, this goes right back and forth. You had trash bins, you had chairs in front of the crowd, everything. And then here comes Corporate Kane. Kane comes out to monitor everything what's going on. And then the worst happens to end the match. A big cinder block, which was revealed by Kane during the match, opens up, which was actually hidden underneath a black table. Seth Rollins comes in, gets on top of the announce tables, and crushes Dean Ambrose's head right into the cinder block and just cause him just to be out and lose the match. The referee just decides to actually just throw this match out. Seth Rollins is your winner due to the referee stopping this match. Alright, so there you go. That's Monday Night Raw. I will have my thoughts on SummerSlam, which I didn't get a chance to review after last night. Just tell me your thoughts. Leave a comment over here, and please like this video. And of course, you can leave a comment if you want. So I'll see you in the next video. And just tell me what you think. Leave us your thoughts, and I'll talk to you later.